everybody. Thanks for joining with. This is Max with Max's Conjecture. I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. I know it's the beginning of the year, and I know everybody's got their resolutions and what they're looking forward to this year, whether in their life or with this wonderful hobby of horology. I know a lot of people look towards the future, but whenever I do that, I always take that as an opportunity to reflect on what already happened. And with that, I kind of want to look at some watch firsts that I've had and definitely learned from. Some I've been very ecstatic about, and some are learning experiences. Look on how you've changed. What are experiences or firsts that you had that you've regretted, or maybe not regretted, but maybe you learned from. And so I'm just going to dive into it real quickly. So I'm a relatively new horology enthusiast, maybe about a year or so. But before I was even really enthusiast, I decided that I even wanted a watch. I was one of those guys that was not a watch guy. So, I was on the dark side, as it were, or how I like to say it. Because I think everybody, before we start arguing with each other, we just got to get everything out the board with watches. But this first piece that I'm showing you right here, this is the Fossil Townsman. This is the first piece that I really owned and spent a lot of time with as a watch, or when I actually wore and wanted to. And it's a fashion brand. I'm not going to hide away or shy away from that. But it was my introduction to horology, and I'm really proud of this piece. I love these steel indices. I love that it's a chronograph. I didn't even know what that was at the time. I just like the subdials. I didn't even know what that was at the time, but it originally does come on a steel strap. Some people start with Rolexes, other people start mid-tier, but, everybody's got to start somewhere, and I'm just so excited, and, I'll probably do a review on this later, but coincidentally, this is actually the first NATO strap I ever got, too, so I was really fired up that, they went so well together. But maybe another video later. But yeah, this is the Fossil Townsman chronograph, my first watch ever. So the next we're going to look at, that'll probably be we'll look at my first dress watch ever. Or this is my first dress watch, first, automatic piece. So this piece, I actually wasn't even planning on buying. I was planning on buying another piece. I was looking at, and this kind of just came up in the conversation, thing that could have been a contender instead of the piece that I ultimately wanted to get. And the price was just so good. There was something on eBay. So this is actually my first eBay purchase too, so very interesting there as well. And it was such a low price, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, if it's, that much of it, then I'm willing to take that kind of a risk. But besides that, it's got, the nice Orient logo. It's got an open heart. I'm just totally in love with it. And I've actually thought about selling it several times to, fund other purchases, but I just can't find the heart to do it. And it being my first automatic piece. So, yeah. I love this piece. It goes with pretty much anything, and so versatile, and the lugs are rather big actually, so it actually fits most of my NATO straps. So this is probably going to be a keeper as well. But probably everything I'm going to go over in this video, I'm probably going to keep everything. So the next I'm going to go over is this beauty right here in the center. This is my my Vostok Amphibia with a sailboat dial. So this piece right here is my first diver and or automatic diver. So it's actually also the first watch that I ever attempted to mod or whatnot, as well. It used to have like kind of a lollipop loomed hand, but I wanted to I'll talk more about how the mods ended up, but I love this piece. First dive watch, I use it all the time for swimming. I wear it to the gym. I love the Hesalite crystal, the way it feels on your finger. I know there might be some smudges afterwards, but I just love the feel of it, and knowing that you know, that even if the Hesalite does scratch, you know, easy to work over and not going anywhere. Plus, I just fell in love with this dial. You know, some people may say it's a little bit of a toy watch or whatnot, but I'm just really over the moon of it. And you know, big shout out to a lot of those on YouTube that spoke so, you know, maybe not highly, but you know, gave really great reviews about the whole history and, you know, how they felt about it, so I could really make an objective decision. And at this price point, you know, I really didn't think I could go wrong. So this is not the end of it either. I'm going to do several more mods, and I'll probably do another video or so on it as well. But first diver, Vostok Amphibia. And this last one's kind of like a bonus. This one right here is my first watch ever. Well, maybe not first watch ever, but it's probably the first watch that cost any more than, like, you know, any amount of money. I'm just trying to get the kind of sunbursty dial on here, but this is also a quartz piece. But interestingly enough, it's a solar, so maybe I'll do another video on the story of this watch. But I love how I even got it. I love the build of it and the design of it, and I never actually wore it for the longest time because I was one of those guys that, you know, why wear a watch? So it sat in the drawer for a really long time. And then finally, when you know, this buddy over here, you know, came into my life, and, you know, another story from one of my great friends prompted me to really get into horology, and that's when I started, you know, digging through every drawer in my house for every watch that we had, or anything could even be watch related, and, you know, this one came out. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna get rid of this piece either. I love how it is kind of like Datejust-esque, and, you know, it's got that, you know, solar movement as well. And yeah, I just think it's a, you know, great piece overall. So besides that, that's about it for today, or at least this video. So how about you guys? You know, what are some things that some of your watch firsts, you know? And you can see even here we got like this mini collection. I don't have too many other pieces, but it just goes to show you don't need to break the bank, you know, in order to get like a mini collection going on. You got a dress watch, chronograph, you know, a diver, you know, and kind of some quirky movements over here too. So what are some firsts that you guys have? You know, first automatic, and do you guys feel like, you know, if that first watch you gotta have, or, you know, it's just a stepping stone? So in that case, I'm gonna just end it up with my resolution of the year. One of them is to make my own watch this year, or at the very least open it up and do my own modifications instead of going to my local watchmaker. And also, most of the watches I've bought I kind of just bought them with whatever funds I currently had. So how about you guys? Like, is that what do you do, or are you going to save up, or do you save over a long period? I plan on buying 1, 2 at the most, and that's it. So I'm really planning on saving up this time. So besides that, have a great new year, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.